here. And then we'll go, well, hold on. YouTube. No. That's not helpful. There. Does that work? No. I don't remember. Hold on. I just view your channel. There we go. Okay, is this working? Hey! Is there sound? There's no sound. Why is there no sound? Wait. Do I have... Aha! There is sound. Okay. Alright. So... Let's get this crazy thing out of the way. Hi, I'm gonna show how to just set up a ZMK firmware. Just the general, like, you bought my microcontrollers, you've got some of my flexible columns, now we got the keyboard put together, but we don't know how to make the firmware. So that's what I'm gonna show here. And I'm gonna share this with a guy. So how do I do that? Can I get like a... Why can't I get a link? Yeah! Okay. Huh? Yeah. And then, your channel. Alright. And then we go here. And then we go here. And then we're gonna go here. So that that's now out of the way. Okay. And then I'm gonna pull up Discord. And Discord's just on a different window. We're gonna do that. And then... we'll go here. Because this is what I'm going to be working with. Why can't I download this? Oh, there's the download button. Save image. Oh, sure, that's fine. And then save image. Sure, that's fine. Okay, so why did it name that? Oh, I know why. Because that's the... Okay. Anyway, downloads. Wait, downloads. Right, left and right. Alright, can I just... Yes, I can. No. Okay. Okay, so this is what we're working on. Let's see. I have no way of monitoring this. How does one monitor a YouTube stream that they're streaming? I don't know. You know what? Let's pull this out of... Wait, no. I want to close... No, I don't want to close multiple tabs. I want to pull... I want to uncouple these. I cannot uncouple these. How do I do that? No! I really like that this lets me do this. I don't know how to fix it. Close tab. Whoa, that closed the wrong tab. Well, shoot. Okay, that's fine. I know what to do from there. So we're gonna go repository. We're gonna set this over here. Ooh, I'm on Windows. Thank you. We're going to go down here, and we're gonna make a new Zen, and then I'll put this over here. Come on. No, there we go. And then I can go here, and then I can see if this is working, and maybe even have YouTube chat. I'm not even sure. I don't know what I'm doing. It's been a fun day. But, okay, there, I can see everything's working. Okay, so my general idea is I'd like to splice this video into pieces and have a thing going. This individual bought some microcontrollers, and he's got this wonderful looking, I love the, like the, what is it, Prusa Galaxy Mint, their Black Galaxy plastic, or whatever variety it is. This turned out beautiful. I will say that these top values up here, these have been changed. So this is C1, C2, C3, C4, C5, C6. And yeah, the thumbs are a little funky and he's got ribbon cables around. But that's neither here nor there. We can get this working from there. It's apparently Elegoo Galaxy Purple PLA. It's fantastic. Although I guess it's got a little bit of purple. It's like a really dark purple. But this is running on my SR variant. So he received a QR code. And I just have these little printed out QR codes. These are for my standard ones. This needs improved. The idea is ideally it would take you to like a website that's like, here's how to do the configuration thing with like videos that shows you through maybe this one or maybe another re-record. But I'm not there yet. Like, I'm fighting QMK sensors and stuff like that. So for now, it takes you to the repo. And the biggest problem with any of my repos is I do this wrong. Most people will say your branches are supposed to be for experimental runs. No, my branches are where you find like a design that you're like, oh yeah, I think I have a 6x6 with a TR. It's supposed to be TB for trackball, and it's got an encoder. So what I did is I based this off of just my NS, which means no studio. 4x6, so 4 rows, 6 columns, plus 5 for the number of thumb keys. And then I'm changing my definitions a little bit more. I tell you how many keys there are in the bracket. So there's 58 keys. The problem is like with this keyboard that I'm currently working on, this one has 4 thumb keys over here. This one has 6 thumb keys over here. So the problem would be, how do I label that without the name of the repository key or the branch getting crazy long? So I don't do any of that. I think just putting that and then maybe like underglow because it's got RGB and TB because trackball and stuff like that. So I've already started this sort of. So once you do this, you're just going to pick a branch that's close, and then you're going to go to Boards, Shield, Skree Custom thing. The first thing you're going to change is the DTSI. So right here sets up your map, and we need to go into editing mode. So this map corresponds with this design. So here, C1 would be the lowest C value, so it goes RC. So this is row 0, column 6. And the reason it's column 6 is because in ZMK, the split half just counts as extra columns. And we'll see how that works in the overlays in a moment. So I see 1, 2, 3. Oh, I have this wrong. I need to fix this, actually. He has 3 here. And so we want to delete that, and we'll tab this over. He's got 4 here, but we got this extra one here, so we're going to delete that. Oop, delete space. Nope. No, tab. There. And then we got 3, 3. So we got these. And I did this a little extra willy-nilly without thinking about it. So we're going to delete those because those aren't actually needed. Because we got 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Great. So we're going to set these to 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. And then I look at his picture and I see, so hold on a moment. I have them around. So this is a thumbs connect. And they come in these little foils, and then I peel them out. And if we look real close, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Or 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And what that's corresponding to is this is column 1, column 2, column 3, column 4, column 5, column 6. The way I do thumbs is I take a column, or no, hold on. I take a row, so like this, and then I just fold it in half. And I call that a thumbs section. So, in this case, in my code, the last GPIO pin is, yeah, these are rows, is the thumbs row. So you'll notice how like this one here is commented out, and this one here we're going to comment out too, because these are not active. But this one you should never comment out if you are using one of my thumbs connects. So, and he has 1, 2, 3. So I know T1 is going to be 4, 6. So that should match up there. There. And can I make this space right? I really can't make this fit exactly how I'd want it to fit, can I? Well, shoot. It's fine. It looks reasonable that way. T1 is 4, 8. Okay, so you swapped them around, is what you're saying. So then it should be 8. I can press the right buttons. 7. I didn't even need to change that one. Oh, come on, where's the comma key? I just popped off my keycaps on this and swapped them around. Yeah. Okay, yes, I can see YouTube chat. I can see Discord chat. I don't know which one's faster, and I have no idea how much of a stream delay I have, because I'm on Starlink, like I live out in the country, so this working is sort of an amazing thing in the first place. So, what have you said? Number, yeah. Oh wow, only a matter of a few seconds. That's crazy. Technology is crazy, because like the best internet I can get out here is 3 megabits down and like a quarter of a megabit up otherwise. It's I don't like how expensive it is, but Starlink has been groundbreaking for at least me getting things done. Now, we'll get that changed. And then, so on this side, then, are you doing 3, 2, 1? I think you're probably doing... for this one, are you doing T3 or T1 here? Which would be 4, 0, or is it 4, 2? Left thumb got flipped 2. Fantastic. So you did it the way I normally do it. So this is the way you'll see the repos normally. Yeah. So we double check the sanity here, and we go, we got 3 keys here, and we got 3 keys here, we got 4 keys here, we got 4 keys here, and then we got this one, which is weird because it's split. He cut it. That's perfectly fine. Having it integrated into the thumbs works perfectly fine. There. And then it's a mirror over here, but it's not like a true mirror because of the way my ribbon cables work. I don't make 2 ribbon cables. Instead, I do 1 ribbon cable because it's cheaper that way. If I made a mirrored half of the ribbon cable, I don't get the bulk discounts. So, that looks good. And let's see what we're looking at here, too. Let's do a little bit of ZMK education. So we have a K-scan, which is just doing your matrix scan. And on the shift register variant of mine, my rows are still normal GPIO pins. So here you'll see standard GPIO pin values, and I even give you a little commented concept of what the GPIO pins match. And in my Discord somewhere, or not my Discord, in my GitHub somewhere, I actually have the data sheets that, or I should even have the documents that show how the V4 has like what pins are where and so on and so forth. And then underneath that, what you'll see different between the shift register variant and the non-shift register variant is this is an SPI group. But it's not just an SPI group, it's an SPI group that configures a 595 shift register. So on my 595 shift register, I just tell it the number of GPIO pins. Let's see, it's got like a pins group. Here we have a CS pin. So this sets up part of the SPI group. And then there's another part. We're going to commit these changes, though. All you have to do to change on here, though, is make this map match and then, like, enable or disable pins here. But we were looking at SPI groups. So I think it's here. Yeah. This is my SPI groups. So I've got let's see. I think SPI 0 was the shift register, and we can double check that. So we'll see this group is SPI 0 default. And then if I go to DTSI, SPI 0. So it's the same SPI group class, or whatever the proper terminology is. So this is what would actually be needed to turn on a shift register. So if you made a bunch of code on my STD version and you wanted to convert over, you would need to go into the seed XAIO BLE overlay that's in boards, and you would need to add this section. This is another pin group. I think this might be trackball. And then we got another pin group here, and I think this might be RGB. And then there should be one more section, I think. No, okay, there isn't. So there's just the one reference of SPI 0. So I think this and then that stuff here is all you would really need to add in to get the shift register operating. And then we're going to look at the configs. So Skree custom underscore left.overlay and right.overlay are where I put my GPIO pins for the columns. The reason I put them here is because they can be different between the left and right. So anything you put in the DTSI is for both. And then left and right overlay is like custom code that's different between the left microcontroller and the right microcontroller. And in here you'll notice that these aren't GPIO pins, these are shifter 0 through 7. And that's because the shift register I have in this gives you 8 shift register pins. So while my Skreetail only supports 7 columns, technically, and on the breakout board, I even, on the XAIO V4, I have a little pin that you could solder in on an 8th column if you really wanted it. So we make sure that we have 6 columns selected. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Great. If you had a 5 column, like if this wasn't here, we would just simply go here and add the double dash to comment it out. And then we go to right overlay, and it's the same thing. But if you had so here's the big difference too. So this column offset value is how you, remember how I said the DTSI file has, oh, you've got comments. I don't read and talk very well. Oh, geez. So I'm going to complete this up and then I'll read. If you had 5 columns on the left half, then you would have this as 5. And that's just telling ZMK which keys in the DTSI correspond with which half of the microcontroller. So this is all set up correctly. Okay, let's see. Boy, you can comment, and I don't read very well. And so I have 2 monitors, and they're both ultra wides, and I put it over here, and it's really a bit to read. What is, okay, so yeah, what is 595 shift register? 595 shift register is a very commonly known shift register. It corresponds, there's a whole bunch of different manufacturers of it. It comes in a whole bunch of different packages. And packages, I mean like, so the footprint of it. Oh, I don't have anything good as an example. So some packages will have the little legs, like you think of like the 1990s microcontrollers where it's a plastic spider with little legs. Or some of them can be like QFN. And is a shift register a literal component on your PCB? Yes, it is. Well, I'm on a different operating system. I don't have a good way to show you. It is right underneath the, I don't know if this will work. And I can do fancy things with meld. So we can go here. We can make this nice and big. Apologies for the mess. So the shift register is this, this component right here. That black little thing. That black little thing. So it's a QFN package shift register. The SDO, I think, is the proper term. I'm a little rough on my packages. I am not a trained electrical engineer. But, Ooh, come on, let me... Ooh, Windows 11 does weird things. Okay, fine. We will not fight with this. QFN is basically just a smaller package. And what that shift register does is it'll take, I think it's 3 GPIO pins, and it gives me 8 pins. They're not normal GPIO pins, so it's not like a GPIO expander, but they function as columns. So on my microcontroller, if I'm short a number of pins, or I want to free up extra pins, and that's what I did, I added Windows Right. Is that? Wait. Oh, hold on. Oh, okay. Oh, Windows Right works. Thank you. I've been stuck on Windows 10 for the last crazy amount of years, and never had weird issues with getting things to align, but it's fighting with me. So by having the shift register, I have 8 extra pins minus the 3 that I put into it, so 5 extra GPIO pins for if you wanted to have a rotary encoder or 2 rotary encoders or some other things. Basically it frees up space. And that's why I have the shift register variant as an option. It does cost me 25 cents, and it's a little harder to make sure it's positioned perfectly on the pick and place machine, but that's what the shift register does. Is the number row. Pin 1.15 is the number row on a complete flex PCB sheet. I've trimmed off my row 0. Wait. You trimmed off your row 0. Hold on. Okay, so are you saying you trimmed the top keys or the bottom keys? Because if that's the case, we're going to have some things to change. Actually, if you could send me a picture of the inside, I can figure it out real quick. I trimmed off the number row on the sheet as you provided. The topmost row of LEDs oriented north. Yeah, so it sounds like you actually took out row 0. Okay, well, we can fix that. How do we fix that? I know how to fix that. It's really easy. Your LEDs are going to require a solder joint, though, a jumper. So we're going to wait on the picture just to confirm. And it's always nice to have the visual aid so I can explain. But the good news is I've made these as customizable as possible. So you can take one from the top, the bottom. You just can't take one from the middle. You can take actually 2 from the top and 2 from the bottom. Or 3 from the bottom if you really wanted to be crazy. Okay. So let's click this, let's download this, let's save that, and then Windows should, oh, hold on, am I zoomed in? Wait, I want you to go, okay, hold on, we will just go to downloads, and we will open this, and then we will, actually no, I've learned new technology. Okay, so yeah, he's cut the tops. So when I look at one of these and it's 6 high, I know that pin, let's see, where is it? I know that row 1, or technically row 0, is normally 1.15. But because he's cut that, I'm going to want to go in here and I'm going to comment that out. Oop, no. Yeah, I think I comment there. Ooh, that's gonna, and then I gotta delete this. That should still work. That's a little more complicated, but that should still work. So, because 1.15 is non-existent now, we are treating 0 as 0.82. Or 28. Oh my. And the way ZMK works is it just goes for rows. It's going to go, what's the first? That is our 0. So 0 is now that, and then we need to come down here and uncomment this and commit and save. So that'll correct for that. And then we can see inside here now, we got 1. We see the 1, which means this is probably 2, and that's 3. And that's how we have it here. And then technically this is sort of over here, but we'll get to that. So if you comment out the equal sign, I think things will break. Because ZMK needs... When I comment out these, I'm just commenting out a comma and then the whole line, which is fine. But the syntax needs like equals, uncommaed, GPI open, and the active high low. So I think the comma here and that should work. The next comma. Oh yeah, that would have worked too. You know what? I like that idea. I like that idea better than what I did. So we're gonna delete this. We're gonna go here. Oop. Oop. No. No. I want to go there. And then we're gonna go here. And it's all white space, so it doesn't really matter where you put the equal sign. And then we save. Okay. So now we've got this. Now, this is my workflow. People do everything different ways. But I'm going to copy this. I'm going to sneak into Discord because I sent him the links. And again, I'm on a new operating system. So I don't have the links. Well, at least bookmarked. And then we're going to go to this one here. So this is... That's not the one I want. This is the one I want. So this is Nick Costello's key map tool thing. And then we just go import text, and we're going to paste the contents of our DTSI file. And then it's going to translate that DTSI file into a layouts table. And this is like a layouts table I think you'd often see in QMK2. You can get a layouts like this from KMK as well. Or not KMK, KLE, Keyboard Layout Editor. And this code is used in some way to generate the physical layouts overlay file, which is necessary for ZMK Studio. I may want to make it clear that ZMK device tree should be selected at the top. It's by default. Oh, is there a different? Oh, yeah. Oh, cool. I didn't even know that was a thing. So this is probably like it's running it through a parser, and it knows how to parse ZMK. KiCad PCB, which is really cool. I've seen there's a bunch of new tools for like auto-generating keyboards on KiCad, and I guess it can output some code that this can parse and then give you a an actual layout JSON. So we want to change these though. I don't like where these are positioned, so I can go in here and I can go. Is it this one? 2. Yes, it is. So we want it 3, but I want this. How do I want to do this? We have a lack of space, so if I did 4.5, no, I don't really want to bring it that way. 4. I want to go 0.5. We might just leave it the same. If I would have in the DTSI file added more white space here, I could have positioned these as like a full row here, and then I would have pulled them down. It really doesn't matter. It's just a visual thing. But the big thing is we want this content. So we're going to copy this content. We're going to go here. We're going to go to config info.json, edit this file, and just paste it. That's all you do. And commit it. Paste and commit. Very easy. Then we go to key maps, and now we need to make this key map work for this. So a lot of the time, what I'll do is I will literally go, well, hold on. First, I want to grab something. So I like KPQ, and I'm just going to go 1, 2, oop, hold on. We add a space, copy, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, tab, 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 copy, 1, and then delete. Now I got a whole set. We're going to go here, 3, and then here. But this one's, we don't need these. 1, 2, 3. And I'll explain what I'm doing here in a moment. And then, is that the right number? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I deleted one too many. No! So we'll go here, there, space. Yeah, that works. This is literally how I copy paste in Excel, and people think I'm almost... So I'm working with a French guy. He's doing some QMK stuff, and he's showing off his code editing skills. And he's got keys that, like, will select just this section before the whole section. And he's just doing it with key presses, and it's like, I need that. That could make everything so easy. And, like, he can just add white space for a whole column or for specific text in between columns. It is the coolest stuff I have ever seen. He's planning on, I sell to France and Europe, but I don't particularly like to, because if there's any kind of RMA issue, like if something ends up breaking, I absolutely will take keyboards back and I will repair them and send them back off. But sending to France is like $80 one way. So, and then there's VAT and tariffs now and all that. So I'm hoping, and it sounds like he's interested in, at least making some keyboards using my hardware, and I'll be selling him hardware, and I'm going to get a little bit of a kickback from that. But the important thing is, he's working on getting QMK set up real nice, and he's setting up his cool, like, macro keys and all that. So it'll be available for people to, like, pick through and figure out how it works and do that. You need to look back at layout.dtsi and update. Your baseline here isn't quite right, though. What do you mean by layout.dtsi? So I don't have a layout.dtsi. And the reason I don't have a layout.dtsi is because I'm not running ZMK Studio. If I was running ZMK Studio, I would need that. The layout.dtsi is the physical layer. I was trying to refer to the previous spot we were at on Nick's page. Oop. Okay, what am I seeing? Did I do something wrong? Oh, you're fine. It's been a very long day, and I am happy to take a break from trying to troubleshoot malfunctioning hardware or malfunctioning code. So I can absolutely overlook things, but I think this is still right, unless I'm missing keys. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, there. I know that these aren't shoved up here, but I don't have a good way of adding white space here. Wait, actually, can we reorder? Can I... plus column? Yes. Okay. No, that did not do what I... Oh, no, it did. No, hold on. Ugh. No. Revert. What did that do? Column 11. Ooh, column 13. Something went wrong. Okay, hold on. Open up the DTSI file, grab the contents, into this, import. Oh, I'm not going to be able to show everything. Shoot. I am not logged in. Let's see. Can I go up here and just go, hey, I would like extra tabbing. I want extra white space. Give me extra white space. Yay, that gave me extra white space. No, it didn't give me extra white space. Well, shoot. Hold on. Let's grab this. We will paste it in here. We will go space. We will grab this. Oop. Yes. We will paste it in here. We will space that. We will delete this. We will... Oh, but I don't want that. I want... What do I want? I want like this. Oop. Actually, yeah. I literally want like that. Okay. So we import there. Now we fix this. So we go like 0.5? No. Let's add 0.5 here. 0.5. Yes. Just to distinguish that these are thumb keys. Whoa, that took that off the map. There. Join via... Yeah, I can join a Discord call. I have no idea what it'll do. But it should work. You might end up on my video stream. Oh, no, I don't want those two. There. And then I'd love to have more white space. But I can't have more white space. How do I call you? I think I just... Well, I'm scrolling past you and I don't need to. I think I need to... Friend request. So I sent you a friend request, and then I should be able to call you. Okay, and then I can go to friends now, and then I can go here, and then I can go start a voice call. And then that should work. And then you're gonna probably hear me on YouTube too. Oh wait, I don't know if I have Discord configured right. I don't have a touch talk key. Well, that's the weirdest experience in a while. Okay, that works. There. Okay, so I think this is working. I can't hear you though. Why can't I hear you? Hold on. Oh, that's why. Why did it default to that as the default output? I need you to be output of here. Okay, let's check this. Hello? Hello. Okay. Alright. Alright, I should be able to hear you now.
Okay, can you hear me?
I can. Hello.
Sweet. Hello. How are you?
It's been a fun day. I'm actually enjoying this. This is a nice break. So...
Oh, it hasn't even been your QMK nonsense.
Well, this is easy stuff. This is just like...
Those are your words, man. I'm not sure about that.
Well, this is stuff... This is the beaten trail. I've done this enough times.
Oh, okay.
When I'm debugging sensors that, like, are somehow working when I have the wrong driver enabled, and I've got the QMK staff going, that shouldn't be possible. It's like, oh, no.
Well, you mean like earlier when I had a non-shift register version of the firmware working,
yep,
and was getting absolutely random outputs along the same row, like multiple, like ASDF, like it would wrap around the row of whatever I was doing. I'm not sure how I got there, but
well, hopefully
I'm very appreciative of you helping me so intently with this. It's been obviously, before I ordered the Xiaoflex, I was like, I tried to do it the hard way and needed to buy my way out of it. So here we are.
Well, the hope is you'll be able to learn enough from, like, setting up the ZMK and having, like, a working branch. My working ZMK branch can very easily be turned over to any other microcontroller. There's just a few, like, change this wording here, change the microcontroller definition, then change the GPIO pins. And then it should be synonymous.
So, let me, oh, sorry. Okay, there's about a 5-second delay in the video, so I'm watching you, I'm hearing you stop talking, and then watching you continue to talk and getting thrown off. And that's so, let me walk you through what I was noticing and what was going to be hard for me to explain over text. I didn't want to type that much.
That's fair.
So, can you go back to where the GitHub repo?
Yes, so here, in the DTSI file.
Okay, so where you were, no, in the key map. In the key map.
Okay, here. Yes.
Is there? Okay. So along the fourth row, you have the first ampersand KPQ.
Yeah. Oh.
Delete that because the first two
Yeah.
columns are just three
Yeah.
row columns. So just that first one.
There.
And
then actually, I need another one to accomplish the thumb key.
Well, take out the final one on that. Yes.
Or actually, no, you're right.
Add a fifth row.
You're right. I can just delete
this. This is what I couldn't explain.
Wait, no. Hold on. Then there's spacing issues. I gotta get the. I don't know why, because it's just gonna decimate
We're all
this.
Way, man. We're all this way. Exactly
well, you say that, but it's literally just gonna like break this. Hold on. I'm still thinking this is wrong.
Does it all get slammed together in the compiler?
No.
I think so. But
no, it gets better.
It can't.
It
fixes
not
matter.
See, that's what you don't understand. Nick has it set up to where it's spaced. So you see how this is so nicely spaced? I didn't do this. The GUI editor does it for you, and it's like, oh, this is amazing. So I just need to have the right number of keys down here. And I'm seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I need 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Yeah, I mean, the way I had it, I had him on another row for the two thumb keys, but that was just, I guess that doesn't matter.
It shouldn't.
To make it
we're experimenting.
Just on, and then, to keep it kind of separate in my brain.
Oh, well, that's not good. That's the other thing. So, Arc is his.
You could do? Actually, you could copy and paste the entire previous key map and then find and replace with ampersand trans.
Can I do find and replace in just a normal web browser?
If you select just what you want it to do, that's how Excel works. I imagine that's how a text editor should.
Oh, yeah, but this is just a web text editor. I don't know if
I think it does, dude. I mean, give it a shot.
Okay, so what am I doing? So I'm gonna select. I want to find and replace trans with what?
Well, I was gonna so select the KPQ whole array.
Okay.
And then paste it under layer 1. Okay. And then just find and replace.
Oh, yeah.
KPQ ampersand KPQ with ampersand trans.
Okay, so
with having all of it selected.
Okay, so I have all of this selected, and what do I press?
I'm waiting for the stream to catch up. Okay, so Control F.
Oh, it does! Oh!
Yeah. And it should just replace what's in the, it should just replace what's in the selection.
Okay, the only question is it's going to replace these.
No, so select,
and then I want to replace it with, hold on, let's get this bit right, so that we at least have the find and replace fields. Okay, and I don't want to do by word, and I don't want to do next, so wait a second. If I go, okay, hold on.
So you do replace right there, I think. Just below that. That next is iterating it through the...
Yeah, so I don't want these to be trans key. Oh, actually, hold on. No, I've got, you're right. Hold on. I can do this really easy, and I'm being dumb. So we do this, since you've made this really easy, and I just do replace all. Then I go up here, and I re-replace it, because I had it copied. And now everything's like hunky-dory.
I mean, yeah. That's an easier way to do it than even I had in my head.
Okay, so now we've got that. We're going to commit that. And now we're going to see if anything's breaking. Because who knows, maybe things are breaking. So I'm going to go to the actions panel. Hey, nothing's breaking. These have been successful. So next, I need to log into this. And I am not logged into this. So I'm going to have to see how this is going to work. Oh, it just logged me in. All right. So we're on SR, and then we go up here to boost. And then I'll show you how to do that. But see how it's a nice thing? And then we can click the triple dots over here. Or not this one here. We can do here, and we can do quick assign. So I can do QWE, and I'm just pressing this on my keyboard. Wait, why am I getting... Yeah, 1, 2... Oh, because you have 6. That's what's going on. I don't know what you're going to want for that side of things. What do you want for those? What are we putting in here? We're going to do like that, maybe. I don't know. Escape. Let's do like tab. And I don't know, maybe a shift. And I always like to do the ZMK thing where it's like this. I don't know. You can change all this. And then let's just do very simple numbers. But that shows you how... And then I just press that. Now I can go over to here. I always put in my Bluetooth controls. So I do Bluetooth... let's see, clear profile, and then we'll do Bluetooth, like just a next. Ooh, hold on, I'm on the wrong thing. Next. So to explain what some of this is, so this website is fantastic because it knows the ZMK key codes. So you can literally just behavior. So you, let's see, let's look at a key press. So there's 2 different categories. There's a behavior, and then there's a parameter. And what's fantastic about this is if I want to do underglow, I know it's a behavior because it's more complicated than a key code. So I just scroll through here, and I can see like momentary layer. So that would be like you hold this key down, and it brings you to layer 3 or something like that. But you can do all kinds of cool stuff like mouse scroll. You can do mouse movements. You could do Bluetooth, you could do bootloader. So if you want to have an easy way to flash your keyboard, you just have that and you press it and it'll pop into bootloader. But we do Bluetooth, and then we do like next, yeah. Oh, well, hold on. Let's do previous. There. So now you can swap between your Bluetooth controls. That's probably all you really need. You don't have RGB on this, so it doesn't matter. And then we just press save. And when we press save, it will do that. And then this button will update here. It just takes a couple of seconds. And what this is telling you is that the Actions tab is working. Now, your Actions tab might not be working. In GitHub, why didn't that take me there? There we go. In GitHub, when you have a repository, it likes to warn you what the Action tab does. So sometimes you'll go to the Action tab and it'll be like a little text pop-up will come up and it'll ask you to confirm that you understand how workflows work. So if you do the previous step with like the GUI website, you'll want to commit something, you want to change something and then maybe change it back. Do something so that you can trick the website into doing a commit, which will trigger a workflow. And right now it's building this. I know you already know how to do all of this, but I'm going through the motions. So it's going to do that, and I'm going to show you what it did. So this isn't it. This isn't it. Shoot, where? Okay, here. So remember how we were working on spacing? It does the beautifully spaced columns, and it did it all automatically. It's fantastic. So as that workflow finishes, it should just be a matter of flashing both of your keyboards with that firmware, and it should just go. And yeah, this built, it's going to merge the artifacts, and then you'll just have a zip file once I refresh this. Yeah, so when I click this, it'll trigger a download, which will put it down here on Zen, and it'll put it up here on Chrome. And then you just open that. Inside you got the 2 UF2s, copy those to the correct sides, and it should just flash, and the keyboard should just work. And anytime you want to do another alliteration, you can do the same process. So does that all make sense? Did you have to go? I don't mean to hold you hostage on these. I cannot still hear you. I don't... Discord does not seem to think you're talking right now, because your little icon isn't lighting up. Okay. I'm sorry if I was talking over you. I didn't know, I swear. there anything else I want to talk about? That covers most of it. Oh, well, I didn't mean to close that.
Oh, hold on.
Oh, there you are. You're back.
I got my, I don't have Discord calls my computer
Yep.
very often, and I got my mute switch reversed on my little headset.
Oh,
So
that'll do it.
I was muted when I was not, and vice versa. That does make sense. I am downloading and flashing the firmware right now.
Okay.
I mean, I can let you know over message.
Did you copy the branch and like make?
Yes.
So.
Well, I haven't forked the boost branch, but
Okay.
I will. I just grabbed the.
Oh, you just stole the work I did. I see.
Yeah. What else?
Well, that's a good thing because now I can find out if it worked.
Yes. Give me 1 second. I'm extracting.
Yep. And then hopefully all the keys will be where they're supposed to be, and you won't have any like key mirrors or anything like that.
I like the idea of using numbers on the thumbs, for my case especially, because it's really easy to tell what numbers are or what is happening.
It gives you an order. Anytime
Yes.
I'm doing a demo test, and like I have a test board which I test all these sheets on, so I know like what should be where. But when I test like this, and I'm doing a final test, I will have the thumb keys instead of like a momentary layer and stuff like that. I'm just gonna have the thumb keys 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in the order that I know that they should be. So like the innermost is gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The idea is if something's transposed, I know why, and I can then just backtrack and figure out what's going on there.
I am flashing the right half, so I have yet to solder I'll call it a female, even though I think it might be a male end. JST is weird, it seems.
Yeah.
A JST plug for the little 3.7 volt LiPo battery that I have.
Double check
the
battery terminals
polarity.
too.
Yeah, I already have.
So
It's,
version
predictable.
5 of this will hopefully nix the Seed Studio module, and I'll go to a module like Ryan has, because he's got like the module programming thing figured out, and he's got it functional, so I can sort of take a peek at his work and recreate what he's got going there. And then I found a couple circuit diagrams of how to make a reverse polarity protection circuit. Because what I've found is a lot of the Chinese batteries, and let's be honest, we're all buying batteries on Amazon, like they just, sometimes red will be negative, or they'll be in the wrong slot. So, like I want to have a socket here, and probably have a XH socket, and maybe another one, I'm not sure. But I want it to like not fry anything. Sure, it won't work, but if it doesn't, because the reverse polarity protection circuit will just prevent the current going farther through into the microcontroller on that. So that way, hopefully, it's safe enough. I was hoping to get like a circuit that somehow corrects the polarity. Like it just goes, okay, I'm seeing positive here, so send the voltage over this trace or through this MOSFET, and then send the negative voltage over this MOSFET. But I don't think there's a way to do that. And MOSFETs, they're never perfect. Like there are technically ideal MOSFETs, which are pretty good at low amperage, but ZMK keyboards are like running on the nano watt or nano amp. So any kind of extra resistance I end up slipping in there can eat into your battery life. And the ideal thing is I don't want people lugging around keyboards with bombs in them with like 3,000 milliamp hour batteries that can just poof. So for now, I'd like to keep everything as power efficient as possible. The end goal, the perfect end goal, is that lithium iron phosphate or maybe a different technology will come out, and then I'll be able to get 1S, a little either QFN or SOT chips that handle the battery circuit. Because in the module like Ryan has, his battery charger is entirely separate. Like he got to pick which battery charger to use and what MOSFETs and everything else, which is fantastic because like I'm limited to what battery charger is on the XAIO. And it's a great little battery charger. It's a Texas Instrument chip, but it's limited to 100 milliamp hour. Whereas on Ryan's, he has an option to go, I think it's 100 and 500 milliamps, which is fantastic, having that little boost charging circuit, or a little solder pad.
I think you have to bridge a little pad to achieve that, don't you, on the backside? I was looking into his controllers. They're just out of stock.
Which isn't, it isn't a bad thing, just having that little solder bridge. Like, ideally,
that's the
everything.
Of an opt-in.
Yeah, everything should be zero solder. Like, that is my perfect end goal, and I'm not there yet. And I don't think I ever will be, because, like, if you cut the columns, you have to solder something for RGB. But if you're not using RGB, like you're seeing, hopefully this build will be zero solder other than your battery connector.
So, where I'm at right now, I've flashed the left and the right microcontrollers. They have not been flashed with the reverse UF2 file, like might have been the case with the nice nanos that we were talking about a long time ago. I have them, because I don't have the batteries soldered, they're getting power through the two USB-C cables plugged into my PC tower, and currently it is not outputting to a Word doc, like just trying to spam keys.
Okay.
Yes,
let's see.
That's where I'm at.
Okay.
I don't know if that's a me problem, but I did reseat
No.
each of the
it's probably
tails into the ZIF connectors on the row.
Okay,
on the left side
so do you see the pads that, like, there's a header that isn't populated on your microcontroller that says rows and columns?
Yes.
Okay.
On the bottom.
Do you have some tweezers?
I can grab them, yeah.
Because if you short, like...
I have a paper clip, that'll work.
Yeah.
I was using that to get into the bootloader.
Just short, like, the middle of rows to the middle of columns, and you should see a key light up.
Like one of the small little vertical...
Yeah, the very little pads.
Yes, okay.
I'm sorry they're so tiny.
No.
The alternative could be that you... see, on this version, I don't have the little through holes. Like, you could short... Can I mark up on this thing? Does this...
I'm not getting anything. I'm, like, rubbing it across the pads, but on the left microcontroller, again, both are plugged in via USB-C.
Yeah. Wait, left is master, so that's what we should be doing.
It should be the central.
Why aren't you getting anything out? Okay, so then go to, like, if you press the Windows key and type in the word Bluetooth, you'll pull up your devices, and you should see...
I need to do that on my Mac laptop, because I don't have a Bluetooth...
No, not... I'm not saying Bluetooth. So, hold on. Okay, so in Windows, when I type Bluetooth, it takes me to Bluetooth and devices, and then in here, I will see keyboards. So if I take my tester unit and plug it into the cable...
I do see Skree Custom.
Okay, so at least the microcontroller has booted. I don't know why I'm not seeing Skree Custom. Yeah, there it is. So it's booted, so something is going wrong. And it's possible that there's a short. So, disconnect the thumbs and the Skree tail.
On the left side?
Yeah.
Okay. Just from the gel flex?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. That's it. I had to figure out which one was the thumbs ribbon. Okay.
And so you've got both the Skree tail and the thumbs disconnected, correct? There's basically nothing plugged into the microcontroller now other than USB.
1 second. I just unplugged the thumbs, but now both are unplugged.
Okay.
Correct. It's just USB into the PC.
Now try poking those pins again.
I'm running it across and nothing's happening.
Okay. Interesting.
And this paperclip has worked before, so
Well, I mean,
fingers crossed it's a good instrument.
you might have some flux residue on the top surface. I don't ultrasonic clean the Zows because I'm always worried about a little water getting trapped under the shield. So if we plug in, but only with one column plugged in. Let's see.
So plug in the column's tail to
Correct.
the board.
And then like only have
disconnect.
And only have column 1 plugged in.
Okay, that will be the outermost, the leftmost.
Oh, wait a second. Hold on. I might not have sent you something. Oh shoot, and I don't have that here. I'm on the wrong operating system. Hold on a second. So, well, would that be the case? That's not helpful. Okay, so the XAIO has some NFC pins on the microcontroller, and it is possible I shipped you one without flashing it with the NFC. You in ZMK you can turn those NFC pins into GPIO pins, and what's going through my head, it's been a long day and I'm not remembering my hardware as well, but it is very possible that the shift register is trying to communicate over those NFC pins, and if they're not configured right, ZMK can't interact with those pins. So I have a little firmware that I'm supposed to flash all of the boards that I produce with that turns those NFC pins into GPIO pins, and then everything should be hunky-dory. I'm hoping that's the answer here. I just gotta
get you... settings reset?
No.
You have 2 that I had seen? Okay, this is different. That's like, yeah.
I'm just trying to remember where I'm gonna get it, and I don't know. Oh, Christ. Let me see if it's in my Dropbox. If it's not, we will make one, is what we'll do. Because that'll be a good thing to have recorded. It's not hard to make.
Give me a second while you find or...
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Go.
Okay, I'm going to step away.
Okay, so we need to open oh no, is this a new tab? Actually, hold on, we'll do this with the split tab. I'm gonna do split tab. And then I want to go ZMK docs. And then I want NFC pin. Board pin control. Okay. Well, that didn't take me where I wanted. NFC. Well, that's not what I'm looking for. That's not what I'm looking for either. Ah! Ah! It's gonna be in one of my older repositories. I can't believe I didn't do that. I gotta copy those. Oops. Let's see. It should just be in here. Config. Yes! Okay. Alright. Let me know when you get back. Oh, geez. Hello, third viewer. I'm doing just a little video setup showing how to do... Well, originally it was showing how to use my microcontrollers in a way to... and how to use GitHub with the microcontrollers to make the firmware for your custom keyboard. It has evolved into troubleshooting a little bit of a problem with his microcontroller and his board setup. And hopefully Hopefully I have the answers. I should. I can't believe I have 3 people watching this. Why are you watching this? There's better things on YouTube. I'm not entertaining.
Hey, I'm back.
Welcome back. Okay, so I was gonna pull it up in the ZMK docs and be like, here it talks about how to do it, and I'm not seeing it, which is fine because I found the code we need. So this little line here, and I gave a nice little comment of what it does. So once you flash a microcontroller with this change, I don't think you can undo it. I think it's pretty much permanent. By the way, you're muted.
I know, I'm chewing a calzone.
Oh, you lucky duck! I'm hungry.
I went on a very long run this morning, and was very hungry all day, and my wife made a great meal that I was like letting get cold. I'm like, I have to go.
Yes,
grab
go
it.
eat. Indeed. So what we're gonna do is I'm just gonna throw this. Hopefully, I can back up into. Yep, and then I'm gonna go to boost, and then I'm gonna go to config, and I think I can still throw it in here. I'm not even sure. We're gonna throw it in here, and we're gonna uncomment to this, and we're gonna commit changes. We're gonna save. That'll build an action, and so. There's the action. Okay, so once this action completes, you'll only flash with the left firmware. So you'll flash both your left and right with the left oh shoot, your right is going to have to go through a settings reset. So I would flash your right with the settings reset, and then I would flash it with the left half of this NFC enable pin firmware, and then you'll reflash both of them with your latest firmware, and hopefully we get GPIO pins out.
Okay, so I'm gonna pull that from your main branch of the SR.
Oh, no, it's on the boost branch.
Oh, you put it the
Yes,
the settings reset. Okay.
Yep, I put it in yours.
I was away.
And I'm gonna I have the sheet that your microcontrollers came from. I'm gonna check these because I think I did the oopsie and didn't do that.
This is just like, if that is even the case, then hey, no hard feelings. It happens. I'm very appreciative.
Well, I've been watching everything explode. Like,
No,
your order got
nice
delayed.
Nano issue. Like that was my nice Nano issue that I had before this that you were trying to help me through, and I was very grateful for that. However, I was like, I'm buying my way out of this problem, and then this shows up, and I'm like, why isn't it working?
I'm so sorry.
No.
Well, but
dude, again, I have a kinesis that like lets me work day to day comfortably enough, but it's like not quite where I need it to be.
yeah, mine's normally on the wall. I have a KA2. I just don't use it anymore. I have it there because like I do the key swaps on them, and I do like I've done the rubber dome on the KA2. There's a swap. I did it for like 2 people where they buy like mini micro switches, like they're actual mechanical switches. So you get rid of the rubber dome thing for the function keys on them. It's really cool. And then like I kept wanting to, and I still do. I want to put freaking hot swap sockets on it, and I have it there as like once the seas part and pigs are flying and I have free time, I will devise the perfect solution for a hot swap KA360, both the pro and non-pro version of hot swap, and for the KA2. And I almost have it done. I have one for the Glove 80. Like, I think that one's going to be really cool. It just, some of the keys are so close that you can't put the normal hot swap sockets in, so I got to use Milmax, and then I don't like how Milmax pushes the keys up, so I'm trying to source a Milmax that only goes on the bottom of the PCB, which I don't know if it exists or not yet. So it's TBD. Okay.
So I have
Correct.
Did you mean to include a settings reset
Nope.
in there?
So, oh shoot. Do you need a settings reset? What?
I think there's one in your main branch. That I can pull.
So then, yeah, you'll pull that one. I just want to open the zip file. Well, okay, yes, open it in NanoZip.
Do that first. So you said settings reset, and then use the left one I just downloaded.
Yes,
for the right
just
side,
the left one.
Then flash it with for both sides, for the left and right microcontrollers.
Yes. So so a little bit of what's going on where the concern with the left and right. A microcontroller can be flashed indefinitely with left firmware or central firmware. QMK calls it masters. EMK likes to go with the neutral term of central. So any microcontroller flashed with a central can be later flashed with a periphery and function perfectly fine. But once it's been flashed with a peripheral, it cannot go back to functioning like a central unless you do a settings reset. So, because I just want to flash both of these with the NFC stuff, I always flash them with the left, which is the central. That way I retain the functionality of the microcontroller without like needing to, you got to do a settings reset and all that. But because you've actually, technically you don't have to settings reset it. You could just flash it with the right. I'm being dumb. It's always hard to think outside of the box.
Especially on the spot. I mean.
But because you know that microcontroller is forever going to be a right, you could flash it with the right firmware, and it'll be fine. And then you don't need to do any settings reset.
Firmware.
Well,
I need to care about that.
You have it now.
Should I just flash it with the most recent right?
Yes. Once you've flashed it with that NFC pin, then you're gonna flash it with your recent right. Not.
Did you send me the NFC pin? Was that on Discord?
Wait. Well, say that again.
Hold on, no. You said there was a special firmware that I needed to use to configure the NFC pins.
Discord is not letting me send it to you, and I don't know why. Like, it dropped it in. Hold on, I'm going to try this again. Maybe if dropping it from a zip file doesn't work. There it goes. Okay, there. Sorry about that.
I know. Okay.
And here's the right, so that you don't have to worry about that.
Okay, left, right. I just see two UF2s. Is there a separate... Sorry, if I'm misunderstanding. Is there a separate file for the...
No. It's under the same name.
Okay. So I just take the left.
Yeah. Or unless you have you already done the settings reset?
No, not yet.
Okay. So then just flash your left with the firmware I just sent you, with the left, and then the right with the right of the firmware that I just sent you, and then we don't even have to worry about the settings reset.
I was super confused for a few minutes there.
There's too many lefts and rights in this firmware and that firmware.
No, I'm going through that process now.
And technically, I don't think you need to reflash this, because this is the latest firmware. This should just boot up and work.
I've been saying that to myself for how many weeks now? I'm like, it all looks great. It should just work.
Yeah, it should. I'm hoping that this works too.
I'm a serial hobbyist, I think.
Okay, let me flash this. And I'm doing the same thing as you are, basically, now. And I get to see how Windows handles it. It takes a long time. What's taking so long, Windows? Flash the dang thing with the firmware. Thank you. Okay, and then it closes my Windows. I don't want you to close my Windows Explorer. Okay, so that's flashed. And now... now I should have the same thing you have. So...
Left and right with the appropriate files. So they should still be connected. Let me check the Bluetooth menu. Page. Yep, Skree Custom. It's detected. So a moment of truth. Let me get back into that Word doc. just have the columns tail plugged in at the moment, not
Yeah.
the thumbs.
So you should be able to just test those keys. And I got a W, so like I think if there's a problem, it might be a local problem on that microcontroller because I didn't test these and I should have tested them before I sent them to you.
But is it so when you cut I'm talking about the fully flexible PCB, that sheet that you sent me. When I trimmed off the uppermost row with the LEDs oriented north, I didn't need to solder the end of each column, correct?
Yeah, you shouldn't have to do any soldering.
Okay, even trimming the columns apart from one another, I should have just, like, that should not be the problem.
It can be. So
cutters.
So yeah, so that's the question. So sometimes, and I don't understand why, but JLC's inner dielectric isn't enough to prevent the ground plane from peeling over, and sometimes it'll touch some of the pins. So we can fix that, but I need to know what's going on. Do you have a multimeter?
I do. I'm gonna mute. 1 second.
Why am I not getting a W here? Well, that's no good. That's misbehaving too.
Okay, I shoved some more food in my face and I'm happy. I did find my multimeter.
The hunger
I'm
call.
not somebody who knows how to use one, but I do own one.
Okay. Does it have an ohms testing feature? So where is my multimeter?
Sure it does. Yep, it does. I have 200,000, 20,000, 200,000, 2
Oh.
million, 200 million.
The closest to 0.
Got it. Okay, there's one D10 that I can turn the dial to beside 200 that I don't know if it is still like a lower ohm setting.
Yeah.
You're working with an absolute moron right now. Electrical is magical to me.
Hey, hold on.
It looks like a little transmitter feature. Yeah.
I graduated with a horticulture degree, and I'm doing this right now, so...
I did geology and geophysics, like barely. I wasn't even a good geophysicist. I ran away from that.
I really, I graduated magna cum laude, and then so I did a forestry program. I really wanted to get into urban forestry, and then, well, it seems like the current administration doesn't like the forestry departments anymore, so it's like, there's no jobs available, and there's hiring. And I'm having fun with this, dang it. So I'm having fun. I swear this is fun. There's no one holding a gun to my head. Okay.
A couple more times and it'll feel true.
So you are correct that it's like a upside down U, I guess is the best way to describe it.
No, not that. Not the ohm symbol. Like, I actually know what the ohm symbol means.
Okay.
It's the omega
Yeah.
letter. But no, Let me just send you a photo of what I mean.
Yeah. I mean, if you've got a webcam and you want to, like, I have you over here, so you're not on my YouTube channel. You are, and I probably should close this, but yeah, it's fine. I'm getting a recording of it. On YouTube's dime this time.
I don't have a webcam
Okay.
on this computer. I do for my work computer, but not my personal.
That's fine.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, you're fine.
Okay, I'm gonna do this the way I did this a second ago.
1, 2, 3. What did we set that in the key map?
Okay.
Oh, shift. Maybe it's just not showing me shift? It should show me... Oh, it should show me shift. Why is it not showing me shift? I don't understand. Did these not cook right? You better have cooked right. You look beautiful under the...
This is the fantastic photo of my cheap little multimeter. And the thing that I'm talking about is the position just to the right of the 200
Yep.
ohms.
You have a continuity check. That's perfect.
Okay. I didn't know if that was 0 ohms or like a minimum.
Well, we're going to see what it does. I'm not necessarily sure. But all I want it to do is beep. Wait. Why? Hold on. Let's see what's going on. Is there sound?
The perfect test case.
Hello?
Because I have no idea what I'm doing.
Hello?
I'm just
There's sound.
recognition until I get there.
Yeah. Well. So all we want to do is we want to see what happens to it when we touch the two probes together. Ideally, it should say 0 ohms, or like it might say infinity. Because all I want to do is check continuity.
In that setting with the little transmitter icon that I sent you, and then the arrow and the plus beside 200, set it to that?
So I think so, and we'll see what it does. That might, excuse me, that might be a capacitance test. Oh no, that's the capacitance test icon. I'm not sure. We're gonna find out. I'm not an electrical engineer either. I've used multimeters for a long time, but I'm not sure.
I've held one before. I own one.
You own one. You have the manual somewhere, maybe.
Oh no, it's in the box. I kept it all together because I had no idea how to use it, so I was like, I'm not throwing that manual away. Okay, which two physical pins on the...
Oh, the way they...
Am I...
Well, so you're going to actually want to just touch the two probes together and see what comes out.
Oh yeah, it's beeping.
Oh, it beeps? Fantastic. Yeah. And then when you take them apart, it stops beeping? Mm-hmm. Okay, so, what are we wanting to see? Hold on. I will tell you in a moment.
This is one of those projects I felt so in over my head the entire time, but I have just enough skills to keep the ball like rolling slowly uphill.
Well, and you just happen to stumble upon while I'm having the perfect storm of everything is breaking and I don't have the time to fix it anymore. So, like, I got your microcontrollers out because I was like, I had a sticky note because you had messaged me about them, and it's like, okay, I got to get these out.
Well, and I mean, you shipped my last order, so I was like, I know he's not shipping it. It's just a matter of like, hey, what's going on? When should I plan for this? Like, that was my question. That was all I was coming to.
I don't know, because I need the QMK trackballs. I really need these to work, or I'm just going to stop selling QMK boards, and that's not fair to people. And I gotta pull these, because I don't want to sell these to people either. And I probably, like, if I can't figure out what's wrong with these, I need to at least refund people on them. Because I don't want to chip people on sensors. I don't know what to do. Okay, so... the leftmost pad in the row of pads on the columns. So it's not the two bigger pads. It's just in that strip of pads underneath the shift register is the rightmost pad is column 1, and then the leftmost pad is column 0. Or shoot, my brain is dying. Column 6. So if you can check from there to, where's your image?
From the rightmost.
And actually, hold on. I can go to Google and I can, oh no, that's not an image of what I want. I can get you a microcontroller picture. Can I get you a microcontroller picture? I take pictures of the microcontrollers all the time. It's not in here, no. It's like, I'd love to have good visual aids. I'm not finding the visual aids I need. Why am I not finding the visual aids I need? Ah. I'm sorry to eat a chunk of your evening doing diagnostics. If it looks like there's a problem, I can send you out properly tested microcontrollers.
No. Again, this was what I was doing all afternoon. I'm just trying to balance getting some food in me with taking full advantage of your willingness. So there's somewhere in between there.
I may or may not be using you as the perfect excuse not to keep fighting with QMK trackballs, even though I should be.
I'm cool with that.
Congratulations being an enabler.
Thank you.
Okay, so these are not oh shoot. Why the middle mouse button shouldn't click. Ah! Okay, good, we can undo that. Okay, so my touch talk key is my middle mouse button, which is apparently also draw on the dang thing that I snipped. But these, you can still see. So those are the same headers we're looking at. They're just not populated. Does that make sense? Okay.
Yeah.
So that line should be column 1. And if you've plugged in your microcontroller or your Skree tail with column 1 plugged in, I can't draw on it, but like where my mouse pointer is, this side of a hot swap socket is column 1. So if you ping on the red line and on here, you should get a buzz. If you're not, then we know there's an alignment or a Skree tail issue, or like this connector here has a problem.
It should. Okay, let me just test it. So. The tip of one of the probes should be conductive, right?
Correct.
Just the very tip. Okay.
Yep.
It's moving all over the place, so this is difficult. And then you want the lower left of the socket.
Lower left. What do you? Hold on. No.
Yep. There's continuity there.
Okay, there's continuity between those two. Great. So that works.
It's hard to position the pins, but there is continuity.
Okay.
Again, it's of if you're on the left image.
Mm-hmm.
Move your mouse back to the home row, column 0.
Column 0. Yeah. So this one.
Yeah. So I'm touching that.
You could just jam it in this hole, even.
I mean, yeah, that works too. But I am getting continuity between the red marked pin and there.
So then we need to check row, and row is a little harder. So row would be right here, which is a really hard thing to say. Right here. Do you see exactly what I'm saying?
No. Hold on.
It's a very tiny pad. I need to make jumper pads on this design so that like people can.
The diode?
Yes.
The top side or the bottom side of the diode?
The more northern the more northern side.
Okay, the one closer to the ZIF connector.
Yes, that's fantastic.
And then what am I touching the other lead to?
The USB header. Now this might not work because it should come back with like 8 point something kiloohm.
But USB, you mean like where the USB-C cable plugs in?
Yep,
That,
right there.
oh, yeah, I mean, I'm getting a value. It's like 6 point, or 691690.
Well, shoot.
Whatever that is.
Then we have a firmware issue, or the shift register isn't working. What is going?
Settles down to 690.
Okay, that's well within nominal. So take your right microcontroller, flash it with a settings reset, and then put a left firmware on it, and we're gonna see what's up. Something's wrong.
You gotta slow down. Hold on.
Sorry.
No. Let me. I had it downloaded from an earlier firmware.
Yep.
Parentheses, whatever number it was.
I'm sorry. I am starting to think there is something wrong with what I sent you, and I didn't mean to send you not working stuff. I'm hoping we can figure out what's wrong. If not, I have 2 of them sitting here, and I will test them this time and get them. I swore I tested them, but I guess I didn't. I don't know.
I mean, well, is it weird if it... So I left it on that little transmitter, sideways Wi-Fi looking icon, and then the arrow to the plus, like that, to the one, the on the multimeter, the setting just right of 200.
Okay.
It beeped when I did continuity. I guess that's the continuity testing
Yep.
function, is what you were saying. So when I tested continuity between the rightmost column pad and then the lower left of the socket, it beeped. But then I got a readout when I did it on the diode to the
Okay.
USB-C port.
Okay, hold on. So
why didn't it just beep?
probably because it's 0. So, or it didn't have time to measure it.
It didn't have voltage or whatever on. Okay.
So there should be no voltage here. So the way this works is it sends out a sense voltage, which is a really faint voltage signal and with no amperage behind it. And then it's looking to see it, and then it can, over a period of time, it'll measure, because it's let's say it's putting out 9 volts. It's probably putting out like 1/10 of a volt or something like that. But let's say it's putting out 9 volts. It will measure what that voltage is coming back, and then it like does some calculation and it tells you your resistance.
Okay.
I think. I don't make multimeters, but
So but it's not weird that it's giving me a reading on the second measurement that we made.
yeah, the first measurement you made is on a dead short. So it should just read 0 ohms, or depending on the meter and how quickly you like leave it on there. Because like mine takes like 2 seconds for it to actually give me a reading. And like
Mine
that.
took a moment. I was moving the probe around a little bit until it made noise, but yeah, it made noise. Okay, so repeat what settings reset gets applied to which side?
The right side. We're going to turn the right side into a left so that we can test. And we're going to see if the behavior is the same between the 2.
Okay. So I pulled the settings reset from somewhere. Well, I mean from one of your downloads, but earlier today.
And I would have it on my desktop just to like put it in Discord, but I'm on a different operating system and I'm not ready. I don't know if that's going to solve anything, but when you've thrown all the wrenches at the screen and nothing has changed, it's like, okay, fine, I'll reformat the damn computer.
Okay, so then I throw a left firmware on the right physical controller.
Correct.
After doing a settings reset. Okay. And the one you just sent me, the most recent one.
Yeah. Yeah, that should be fine.
Put the wrong left on there, but I caught myself.
It really shouldn't matter, but the big thing is we need the settings reset so that you can plug this one in and it should boot up as an actual keyboard. Because the right, even if it's plugged into USB, if it doesn't have the 2.4 gigahertz bridge to a central device, it doesn't output anything over USB.
So what I did was I unplugged the left physical controller and then unplugged and replugged the right, which is now running a left firmware.
Yeah. and then I would connect it to some setup of columns.
I mean, it's still plugged into the right
Okay.
shell.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then
The thumbs are plugged in. Should I disconnect those?
those should be fine too.
Okay.
How would I know if this is a short? If this is a short, if this is an LED short, the microcontroller shouldn't boot. So we don't think it's that. We're thinking it's either something with the shift register being soldered, or the shift register is not booting because we don't have the code configured correctly. We know the code's configured correctly because I just tested the same code you're working on one here in front of me, and I'm getting key outputs. Yeah,
I thought you were testing different firmware. Okay.
Nope.
That is reassuring. That's possible.
That's the best thing to do is like if I can test the variables and see.
Like a known good.
But I'm not getting row 3, and I have no idea why. So that I'm like, I don't know if that's just the firmware or what. Hold on. Let me put this on my tester. Windows makes noise when you plug things and unplug things. I guess I had that turned off originally, huh?
Did you say you're on Twitch as well?
I have one. I have never really.
You were streaming
No,
Twitch,
no,
multi-streaming.
no. I don't know. I literally I found Meld Studio, which makes it really easy, at least for a dummy like me, which has no idea what I'm doing, to stream. And it's like I had it set up on the other computer, and I had it set up on my laptop upstairs because I was helping a guy through a pick and place machine thing, and it's like, okay, I know how to set this up quickly, so I just installed it on here, and then I threw my stream key for YouTube on and got it working. But no, I don't stream anything. I don't know what I'm doing, man.
I mean, you got the webcam overlay. Like it seemed professional.
That's my point. Meld, it's just like
that I might learn from if I'm back here.
Meld Studio is freaking fantastic, and I would love to turn this into sort of like an informational learning YouTube channel. But I'm fighting trackball right now. I've been fighting trackballs for so long. People don't understand.
Yeah, I don't envy you with that one.
What? Why does this not output keys? Hold on. I don't like this one. I want the one that I use. I have one that quacks at me. There's the one that quacks at me. I know you're going to say quacks at you. Why would anyone want that? But dang it, it helps. Okay, so it works. Why? And then that one works. Okay. I know. What it is I'm looking at
Chaotic. I don't hate it at all.
I'm looking at the column with the
tells you something's happening.
Yeah, that's exact. Like it's with the multimeter. I love it that it beeps at me because it's like I'm trying to tweezer a hole. I need to make sure that it's doing something without like holding the tweezers and looking up.
Oh, hang on. I just flipped my right shell, which is the only one plugged in, running that firmware, and some keys did something because my browser window started changing. So hold on.
I sent you my testing website, which quacks at you. You gotta select the quack option. They also have a bubble. I like the bubble one too. But now you can test it.
It's working. It's working.
Okay.
It's working as a left.
Yes. So the right is working as a left because the firmware is the only thing that tells you if it's a right or a left.
Yeah. It's weird. I'm putting my right hand on it, rolling my fingers.
And you're getting left keys.
Outward, but I'm getting ASD in the right.
So check all the keys. All we're seeing right now is, are you getting key codes from everything? And hopefully you're getting key codes from everything.
Pull up that website because some aren't outputting.
Oh, okay.
Like characters.
Yeah.
So, hold on. Sound off. Quack. Let's do this right.
I'm glad my chaotic energy is at least tolerable.
Okay, so the first two rows are working properly.
Okay.
The third row, and I'm not using zeros here, I'm just saying like the one below home row and then down including the thumbs are not outputting anything.
Okay. Okay. Wait. Shoot. Okay. I know that there's software for this.
I had something for Python when I was trying to use it.
Well, I just want like a thing that I can send you a link that you can like draw on, like I could upload an image to and you could draw on. Why does Colab give me a whole bunch of like AI stuff? Jesus Christ.
It's the future, man. Oh god, that's such a loaded sentence.
Yeah, I don't know anymore. Okay, Flock, draw with your friends. Fantastic. Now, how does this work? No, oh god. Please tell me I can just...
See how bad I am at using a trackball. In this case, here we go.
Well, I'm not getting... Because I wanted an easy way that you could be like, this one isn't working. But I'm not getting there.
No, literally, like, I'm on...
So...
I was on Ratatype, and so the entire top row is fine.
Okay.
The entire home row is good.
Okay.
And then as soon as I get below that, nothing does anything.
Weird. What would that be?
That was, hold on, that was still... No, I was getting random output from...
Yeah, the shift register was...
From home row on the nightstand. It was just not...
You had the shift register screaming into the void, and somehow the computer was listening.
I mean like a couple weeks ago when I was trying to wire it myself.
Okay.
Or not using your.
So what you could do,
you know what I mean,
is you could hold on. Why do I have two of those open? Okay, so you're saying that this row here is not working.
Jesus, hold on. Don't flip that keyboard upside down. Got it. What were you saying? Okay, so
this row is not working.
It's kind of at an arc, but it goes 1, 2, and then up 1 with the way you're moving your mouse.
Hold on. Okay, can I draw on this?
On the same row.
I can pen on this. So you're saying, say that again?
So the one you were starting at, on the right, like 1, it would be 0, 3. Yeah, so the lowest one there, that one is not working. The one beside it is not working. And then let me link to the stream. Yeah, so you just mark those two, and then go up a tiny bit and left. That is along the same row.
Is that one working?
Wiring.
Yeah.
That one, and then left of that, down a little bit, and then left of that, and then everything below that. None of that is working.
So are these
so
two working?
The top 2 rows are working.
Okay, so nothing else is working.
Correct. Yeah, neither of those two, and none of the thumbs.
Why would those not be working? Could be a short here or here, but it would be really weird. Okay, so you have the multimeter. So we can cheat. Let me zoom in. Oh, I can't zoom in, but I want to zoom in. Why can't I zoom in?
It'll let you.
Okay, so do you see this pad on the LED?
The lower left on that switch?
Yes. It doesn't have to be on that switch. It's on any of those LEDs. That's a ground. So my fear is that one of these cuts... Well, but it's all of them. No. Row is across. So if on any one of these... there is a short to ground, it will knock out all of them. So what you want to do is you want to test here again to that ground.
Okay, so top side of the diode on the home row?
It doesn't have to be on the home row. On any of in the row.
Okay.
So for row 3, or technically it's row 2, 1, I don't know. At this point, I don't. We're gonna call it row 3, home row. Oh, you're right. Home row makes it really easy. You need to test the diode on the non-diode side, which is that up northern side, to ground, and see if you're getting anything. And then we're also going to test it to plus, which would be...
Hold on, I saw something flash. I'm having to do this.
Oh, yeah. I'm having you do testing, and I should be doing the testing for you.
No. We're good. I'm getting 6... Oh, wait. It's not... I don't have a stable press on.
Wait, you're getting a number. Does it say kilo ohms?
Yeah, depending on where I put the number. Hold on. I'm still on continuity, but let me do it on another. Alright, I'm doing it on this.
Because it should be around 6.8 kilo ohms is, I think...
I'm doing it on the pinky switch on
Yeah.
the home row. On the right side. Yeah, 695.
Okay.
694.
So that's normal. Okay, great. So now we need to check it with positive. Which positive is the opposite upper. This one right here.
I'm just double checking my work from a second ago.
Take your time. Okay, so yeah.
Well, numbers are jumping around a lot, but if I'm trying to measure between the north side of that diode and the ground pin on the LED pad, it's sitting in the high 300s, but it's like bouncing around like crazy. I don't know if it's just because I can't get a solid contact onto it.
Well, and that's power. That's fine. As long as it's not zero,
Okay.
I believe. That...
Yeah, it's flying around, but yeah. So top right pad on the LED.
Where did my image go? There we go. Yeah, top right. I think we have a code problem too, though. I don't think that's all what's wrong, but I think I might have goofed something when I set this up.
Is it okay if I unplug the tail from that switch that I'm trying, just to get better access?
Yeah. If you unplug the tail from that switch. If you unplug the tail, though, you lose the... No, that's fine.
It's getting power. Okay, no, I bent it out of the way. I was struggling.
What is going on? Why am I not seeing that either? And I'm seeing it there. This does not make much sense to me. I don't know why.
I am not really getting anything when I connect the north side of the diode with the upper right pad.
Okay, you shouldn't.
But yeah, I'm getting like no change in the readout. Okay, so that's a good thing. me to measure something and no value comes up, I'm worried.
Well,
as,
so
as a starting point.
I'm not getting row 3 either. Why am I not getting row 3? What is going on? I don't have Easy EDA installed. Hold on. Oh, I won't be able to get my files anyway, will I? Shoot. Let's see. Did I gave the step files, but I didn't give the actual PCB files. Oh.
No, they were in another repository. I think.
And I haven't updated the website, even though I really need to update the damn website. Shoot! Okay, so these values don't matter. So what do I need? How do I cross-reference this? Because I need to know... I'm having the same problem with... Or am I? Hold on. No, I'm not. I'm having a problem with the column below yours. Or wait, no. No, you're having a problem with... Wait.
One below homework.
One below homework. Yes, yeah, so I'm having the same problem. And I know my column works, and I don't know why that would be the case. Because, like, it's the same hardware issue between 3 microcontrollers. Well, your first microcontroller isn't working right now at all. What is going on? Yeah, I have S activating just fine. So if I have S activating, and then I go STD, come on, or no, shift register variant, we need
how
to go.
Remind me how we knew the left physical microcontroller wasn't working properly?
Because we've gotten farther. Does that make sense?
Oh, simply by flashing.
Yeah.
Well, what if I do a settings reset on the left and then flash it with a left?
You're welcome to try.
Okay. I'll do that while...
Yeah, I'm sorry I don't have... I need to make a good checklist of, like, troubleshooting. I'm hoping that there's not a problem with the sheet. But if there is, there is. I can always send you another one. So I do test every flexible sheet I make, which is why I'm a little surprised there would be any issue. But I don't know if it's code right now.
Again, I'm not ruling out PEBCAC, if you know what that stands for.
Okay, hold on. Okay. So we are saying the one below home row, which would be GPO IO 09. Well, that doesn't tell me the actual pins. Thanks, but no thanks. Like, I need the, there we go. Okay, 09. 09 is that pin here, which is an NFC pin. Maybe the NFC firmware doesn't compile right. Oh my god, if that's what's going on, I'm gonna be the saddest boy.
I'm like internally crying for you. I don't know totally what the problem means, like you just said. However, I can hear it in your voice.
Well, okay, so I gave you what I think is working NFC configuration firmware that should turn those NFC pins into GPIO pins. But we're both having a problem.
You did before you shipped it, you mean?
I should have. I don't know if I did.
Yeah.
And I have the 2 extra microcontrollers from that sheet. So I make 6 microcontrollers per sheet. And I'm using them right now. And I have the same row not working for me. So I'm like, okay, well, what pin is that?
Oh.
And I'm looking here and I'm going, okay, so it is 0.09, and this is just their pinout, and I'm seeing right here, and then you see this little word NFC1 and then NFC2. So if this little sucker here is my problem,
Thinks it's an NFC pin, not a GPIO pin.
if the NFC enable code that I gave you doesn't work for whatever reason, and I'm not sure why it wouldn't work, but maybe it's not working, then uh-oh, there's our problem. I think I turned the NFC pin into a GPIO pin, but I might not have. And I have no idea how to check that right now. Wait, why I didn't know it could do that. How do I stop you from hiding? Oh no. Zen, you're doing something I don't know how you're doing. You're not supposed to hide. Please stop. Okay, hide there. No, I don't want you to hide. The sidebar, hold on. No. Okay, there we go. Oh no. Okay, so, and then GPIO 10 would be the one under it, which we're also not getting. Oh boy. Okay, so how do I fix this? I find my original code that turned the pins. Okay, we go here. This is getting ancient. This was last edited 3 years ago. Oh no.
How is it? Yeah, I can't believe it's not working anymore. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't know. Well, so ZMK's gone through many changes. I'm not even gonna. How am I gonna do this?
Again, okay, so what I did was a settings reflash on the left physical controller, the original left controller, and then I reflashed it with the most recent left firmware that you had sent me via Discord. It still outputs nothing, even on the rows that we know should be working properly.
So I think the shift register might not be functional on that. Something is extra wrong with that microcontroller.
Okay, so there might be multiple issues going on here.
Yeah. So the QFN package sometimes doesn't like to solder well, because the pads for that are 0.25 millimeters wide, and I have to get solder paste through a stencil on there. I'd love to be
doing. You do.
I make everything.
I thought you were ordering everything but like the Zhao.
So yeah, I don't make the Zhao.
You might have like a flow, you know, like a hot air station.
Nope.
And that's all you mount.
Hold on.
Which I thought was a completely reasonable thing to do. But you.
Oh no. No. I want to offer you guys the cheapest prices I can, while also making a reasonable living. So I have these. This is the same board that you're currently on. So there's nothing on this. I have a pick and place machine, which is a robotic machine that has heads, and it goes, like, I've got feeders, and it like goes and picks the component, puts it over a camera, aligns it, and then drops it onto the board. And then I don't know if I've moved everything upstairs for the most part. Hold on. I have stencils that I squeegee solder through that will put solder on the board, and then I put the board in the pick and place machine. It populates it. I do a vision check with my eyes, because I can't afford and no one has made an open source vision, like AI vision machine that like goes, okay, this isn't where it's supposed to be, and so on and so forth. And then I put it in a reflow oven, like you're talking about. I have a very fancy pizza oven that is like 1800 watts, and it needs to be more, but it follows a reflow curve, and it melts the solder, and then I pop the board out, get it cool, and then I test it.
That's incredible.
It is what it works. It's not working for you, so it's not incredible.
No, I mean, it's ambitious as hell. Like,
I'm trying. I'm trying.
I really thought and kind of hoped for your sanity, which is clearly not how you choose to live your life, because these hobbies are not simple. Um, I really expected like you ordered the PCB assembled except for the microcontroller, and then you had like a hot air station, or like you said, like a reflow oven
I
max, and then you did the sense extension ribbon connect. Like that's all you did, and
yeah.
I would not have faulted you for that.
No, so
I would have
I
been like,
make my
that's more than I would have expected.
I make my own sensor boards for like the trackballs. So like I have to buy the sensors. And then I have a carrier board, so it's just like a breakout board that has like it has a voltage supply that makes the 1.9 volts that the sensor needs, and so on and so forth. And yeah, this is I'm trying to turn it into a functional living thing. I'm realizing this is a lot of hats for one person, but like there are months where everything just works and it's beautiful, and I haven't had one of those months in a little while.
And that's what this month is.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Well,
No.
I'm doing other things too. So I've got
Right.
I've got 3D printers, so I can do FDM cases, but I also have a whole resin supply set up. And like I make keycaps, and I make colored keycaps. So like these are UV printed on, and then I have them where they're like shine through. Like my YouTube has a couple of the examples, but like I do airbrush stuff. So like I've made these. These are my pride and joy. I use these. Whoop, hold on. Did the battery die? Did I leave it on? Oh no. Oh no. I must have left it on. I gotta fix that. That's a shame. Here. Maybe this one. Ah! Okay. So I don't know how well this will come off in the camera, but like I have, these are invisible keycaps. Like you don't see the legend till the RGB shines through them, and then you can see them. And like I'm supposed to be making these available and selling these, but I've been chasing some hardware issues first.
Very honestly.
I should be showing off. I should be actually helping you figure out what's going on. But I did something. So I made this. We're going to see if this builds. This built. Okay. This is on the old stuff. So this should be what I need. Open this, and I'm going to test this locally, and then if it works, I'll send you the file, because there's no reason to send you the file if it doesn't work.
Okay.
But yeah, I've figured out how to do DSA keycaps with, so like I do the kinesis, and I do key swaps for kinesis too. I do a lot of things. I have no time. I'm just enjoying my work, kind of. Do that, and then we go
to make those kind of hidden legends on keycaps. If I were to send you MBK caps,
I have to be able to make the cap.
Oh, so you print the whole thing, and it's
so
you have some trickery.
So yeah, because I need a clear keycap, and then I can UV print on top of them. If you had a clear keycap. The problem is the UV resin will bond to normal plastics, but it won't bond as well as it bonds to resin. But I might be able to get the profile if there's like an open source knockoff, or like just the model is made available. I can take that model, I can resin print it in clear, and then I can put it in my UV printer, and I can do, like, it doesn't have to just be characters. It can just be like whatever black and white image you want. So like the black will be transparent where the RGB light shines through, and then the other color will be whatever the keycap is. Like those were painted in a mica flake, so like I'm using automotive lacquers, and I airbrush them, and I can do the whole case. I don't do that very often because that's a lot of work, but I'm happy to do. Well, I'm not using 2Ks. I'm using a alcohol-based lacquer. So it's It's an automotive paint, but it's not like the modern automotive paints. I wouldn't mind like I have an airbrush station that ventilates, and then I have, because I have all the resin stuff, I have a full face respirator. Like it protects the eyes and everything. So
remember how I said I do air permitting earlier for a living? I permit paint booths a lot of the time.
Oh.
Service cooking operations, and I have seen paint gets everywhere.
Yep.
It's like you have ventilation trying to carry it where it wants to, but like if you point that gun backwards, that ventilation might not capture it.
Yeah.
So yeah, those respirators, even with an open face booth like you say you have. Like
well, and it's a tiny one. It's made out of plastic. Yeah. It's not a good one.
No, I mean protect yourself.
But I'm using tiny little airbrushes too, so I don't have like the CFM of the good guns.
No, but it's more about the mass.
Yeah. Okay.
It all comes down to health impacts and health risks of the constituents in the paint, which are not normally great when you're talking automotive grade.
Well, I'm learning things. Cool. Okay. I had heard that
I'm not a toxicologist. I'll say that much. I just have to demonstrate compliance.
Yeah.
To toxicologists.
Well, that implies that you at least are quite competent in what you're doing, because I'm sure the toxicologists don't mess around.
No, but they have pretty clear standards, at least in the state I live in, which you know, but I'm not going to share here. But yeah.
That's a good choice.
They make it pretty obvious.
Why do I not get S? Or the key that should be under S. Wait, maybe there shouldn't be one? Hold on. Am I going crazy? Did we... No? Why did... Ah! What is wrong with this? That would be row 3. That would be that pin. Now, why would that be different? Is it because I have booted? Oh, come on. It's got to be this way, doesn't it? Okay. So then here. I'm sorry. I'm not seeing the output that I'm expecting to see either. So 9 was that one.
Do you want me to try and bridge specific pins on the shell controller on your board? For any reason?
I'm going to take a look at this under my microscope. So, and I can show you, I have I have the fanciest of microscopes. I have like a 1998 or thereabouts a Lynx vision engineering scope. And instead of having like the normal like tubes that you look through, hold on, I can do this. Maybe. Okay, I have this, which is a like it's got a viewport through here that you can see through, and it's a very fancy scope. I'm gonna see if there's something wrong with the PCBs because that's where I'm at.
Because they all got populated at the same time as a set.
Yeah, this was a set, so I'm thinking maybe something is wrong. I don't know what could be wrong, but I'm running out of good answers for you, and I don't mean to waste your time.
No, listen, this kind of... What am I trying to say?
These look great,
This
and that's...
level of troubleshooting should not be necessary. I don't know, like, I have run through so many things that I could have done wrong, and it all seems plugged in.
Well, I don't think you've done anything wrong, is what I'm going to say.
Unless I trim something and something's shorting and I can't see it, like on the flexible PCB itself.
Yeah.
That's about all I cannot rule out. But I'm looking at everything like, man, all the ZIF connectors seem properly seated.
Okay.
I'll have about the same amount of slack coming out of the lockdown tab.
That looks fine too. These look all fine. So I think the best answer, and what I think is the solution I'm going to do, is... Man, I wish I had non-shift register boards, because you don't even need a shift register board. The shift register was sort of an experimental add-on that I set up because I wanted to try and maximize the most pin options I possibly can for users in that.
Do you have an older version, like a V3?
I don't know if I have two of them. Well, wait. I might.
Could we mix and match, or is it a firmware dependent?
You can. It gets really complicated. Hold on. Okay. I don't know where these came from.
Again, I don't need the latest and greatest here. I'm sure your V1 would
Well,
work.
my concern is I don't know if it's the sheet. So what I can do, and what I will... Now that I have two of these, I have two standards. I know what your keyboard looks like now. The question is, do you want... where is it? This one.
These are V4 standards, just without the
So
additional...
do you want this thumb key? Do you want this to be a thumb key, or do you want this to be part of the column? Actually, both of these. Because
To be honest, those, the only two I want thumb keys, the ones left of what you were circling.
So these two.
Yeah, like, I messed up and trimmed the column short when I thought I wanted 3 thumb switches, and then I went back on that and wanted an extra one under my index finger.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make 2 sheets of this size. I actually think I have some just left over of this size. And I'm going to get it set up. I'm not going to trim the top like you did.
Oh, the number row? Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to keep that because that will push this down to here, which will be fine. Well,
So
how are you going to...
This will be on one down from the home row?
Yeah, the tail's going to be down from 1. That way I'm not cutting it as much, because I'm always a little worried about cutting it. And I'll send you these microcontrollers, and I'll get you a return label, and I want to see those 2 microcontrollers, and I'm going to poke and prod them into behavior.
Okay. Do you want me to put a piece of tape around the one that I was using as the left?
Actually, yes. If you want to, like, scribble on there, this one wasn't working at all, and the other one was partially, that would be fantastic. Yeah. The only other thing I don't know how you're going to mount this into your case.
This is a case from when I was, so I designed the shell in the Cosmos generator, like I had said, and I downloaded it, brought it into Fusion, added those my own base plate with an angled palm rest. So
Ooh.
this was from when I was trying to use the Nice Nano V2 clone
Yeah.
to power it. I have another CAD file, like another Fusion project that I downloaded your board.
Okay, you got the step files. I was about to say, I can give you this.
I got the step. It doesn't have the switch, like the power switch on the bottom of it.
It doesn't?
What I'm gonna do is just raise it up.
Wait.
It's got a little like raised square body on that.
Yeah, so I had to hand model the switch.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's not as tall as that, but no. I'm just gonna use my calipers to measure the total height, make sure I have enough clearance, raise the board up, and then do a full vertical cutout. Do the USB port.
I have a Oh, but you wouldn't be able to position it. Dang it. Are you using Fusion?
No, dude, it's all good. It's all like I do not.
So
I really don't care so much about what the back of this thing looks like. Also, I'm not gonna print something that looks bad.
Yeah.
So like, I'm just gonna do a larger cutout, and that is okay with me.
okay, what I was gonna say is I technically have my Fusion files. So I'm doing what you do. I design in Cosmos. I import it into Fusion. I import the step files into Fusion, and then I have my microcontrollers as a step file, but it also it's a Fusion file, so it has like sketches predefined based on this, and I can send you that, and then you would just be like, you position it where you want, and then you just grab the sketch and just extrude cut that for the button and the USB.
Would you be able to export? Wait, you said you don't have the switch in your Fusion?
So I had to hold on, let me. No, I can't. I don't have Fusion on this operating system.
It's okay. No. What I think the easiest. I don't want to overcomplicate all this stuff. Like, I have reliable calipers. I can know the total height of the board from the top of the USB port to the bottom of the switch. Like, I can get it positioned in the right spot, do a test print. I'm good, man.
Okay.
That is the easiest part of the next like 5 steps to get this thing working.
Well, it's gonna be easy, man. You're gonna have a sheet with a microcontroller, and you just put them in the board. And unless shipping absolutely destroys the stuff that I send, please don't, USPS gods, please. It should just be drop in.
How about this? I don't even want you to eat the return shipping costs. Like, this is just. Can I use the address? Where is that box that I got it in earlier?
I can send you an address if you need an address.
The Ohio?
Yep, that's me.
Return label? Okay, I'll send it back to you.
Okay.
I'll pay for it too. Don't even worry about it. You're helping me out more than you can imagine. Like I said, this has been like a 9 to 12 month project to get to here, so I am okay spending $10 to get it back to you.
So what I'm hearing is we're accelerating. So in like 2 months, you're going to be competition, and you're going to want to buy some PCBs.
Competition?
Yeah, make and sell keyboards. I'm okay with that.
I mean, if you can connect for each one, if you can give me a sheet, connect it to the thing, and then go ahead and like print and assemble the chassis and just ship it to me, and then we'll
yeah.
pick it up.
We can do that.
No, I just really am excited to get like this. It's taken me 6 or 9 months because obviously there's a lot of iteration in getting something perfect when you have really high standards for what you want. And what you're looking at, I even found like the filament that I want. I was like, this is awesome filament. I love this color. It goes really well. And then I was one white MBK cap short, which is why you see the black concave one. It's cool. There's a place in North Carolina that sells them that I can order from, so I can get what I need. But
see, you say that.
It's been a journey.
Have you seen my resin cases?
I have.
Okay.
Have grand designs.
Oh.
Or great plans about like what I would love to do in the future, but I need to get a working model, even if that means I use my cheapest filament.
Wait, no, this is this printed. What did you print this on, by the way?
Bamboo A1.
Okay. Wow, the A1 does a nice job.
Year and a half. Dude,
For a bed slinger? Damn.
It's amazing. I had a Mini Plus that I had. I am not the person to keep up with machines very well. Like, I am not the most inclined to that. I got the A1 is leagues, like just orders of magnitude in reliability
Yeah.
and repeatability beyond what I had. And I have my issues with Bamboo, with the open source,
Yeah,
non-open source nature of their stuff, but like it's all running local. I've avoided
yeah.
all of that, and it just worked. And I'm
Well,
very happy with that.
so I have I have an original P1P
say.
when they first launched, and I have yet to see any Chinese company selling my keyboards. So I don't know if the security things are that much of a, but I only have the I have a Magneto X, which has turned into almost a paperweight, which has made me really sad because that thing costed an arm and a leg. And then I have the Century Carbon, which I've been really impressed with. I want to replace the tool head in it. There's some janky stuff. It electrocuted me when I first set it up because I used the wrong plug, and apparently they don't ground the well, they ground the chassis, but they've got a ground leak on the chassis, which isn't good.
I have not heard of either of those printers, but are they more like prosumer?
So the Magneto X is it uses linear motors, which I'm not sure if you're a much of an electronics nerd.
Well, no, but I do sim racing, and
Okay.
I have a servo as my feedback.
Yep. So this thing has
Not stepper motors.
no stepper motors, no belts. It moves to where it wants to be, all with magnets. Except for there's some problems with it because the developer behind it is like they got it put together and like kudos to them, but they have no idea how to use Clipper and they don't seem to want to hire a good Clipper developer. And like the stepper, like the linear motor driver has like there's a whole bunch of different science going on here and like the two worlds haven't collided very well. And so it prints well somewhat. There are some very like you know how you can get VFAs in prints? I have VFAs but only during diagonals. Vertical fine artifacts. So like you know how an extrusion isn't perfect?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I get a weird leopard striping or like zebra striping on like flat sheets, but only on diagonals. It's I love the machine and I wish they could fix it. The Elegoo Century Carbon, it was $300 and it's like a Bamboo P1P, but it's enclosed. It is they can't be making money on it. It's insanity. They literally cannot be making money on it.
You said Elegoo?
Century Carbon.
I use Elegoo's filaments because their PLAs are pretty affordable.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, on Amazon, like it's hard to beat it, and I just need a couple rolls of cheap filament to do most of the utility things that I come up with around the house. The only companies I trust to make a printer are that I'm gonna use without worrying about it like blowing up are Prusa and Bamboo. I had no knowledge of these other companies, but I'd seen them on YouTube.
Yeah.
But I didn't know Elegoo made printers.
So Elegoo has traditionally made very good resin printers. They're a little cheap, but they are really good resin printers.
The 256 cube volume. It is literally
it's a P1P or X1 copy, but it's like enclosed. It doesn't have LiDAR. It doesn't have the carbon rods, which I know why Bamboo went towards the carbon rods, and I'm really glad that they offer replacements, but I think I would rather print a little slower and just have to grease linear rods than deal with carbon rods. Because carbon rods, like you have to. Yeah, so it's got a brass. Let's see. It's a carbon fiber rod, and then it has a really weird bearing. It's a brass sleeve which has a bunch of holes drilled in it, and then it's got rods of carbon graphite basically crammed into it. I'm making this really simple, and like it just self lubricates.
Carbon, you mean carbon, not carbon.
Yes, like actual graphite, like pencil graphite. And so the idea is it will wear itself into working. But that means you have to keep it clean because the graphite will make a slurry, and then if it picks up any other debris, it turns from like a lubricant to a an abrasive. And so
Yeah.
like what you have to do is you have to alcohol the rods, and you have to alcohol the rods enough that the alcohol goes into the
bearing.
the bearings, the graphite sleeve, and it washes the detritus, the extra stuff out. Um, and if you put oil on that bearing, you ruin the bearing. Like it's pretty much Dunsky. So the problem was, I remember when the P1P launched and the X1 launched, there were these people that were swearing up and down on Reddit and that you oil it, it'll work great, and it worked for a while, except for my father is a machine adjuster, or was a machine adjuster, and has taught me enough to get in trouble. So I Googled like these brass, carbon, or graphite impregnated bushings, and all the industrial manufacturers say no lubrication whatsoever. It needs to be alcohol cleaned, and they have like a proper maintenance schedule for it. And it's like, if the company that's going to charge you a couple $1,000s for your bushings tells you not to put oil on it, you don't put oil on it. They know what they're doing.
Yeah, yeah. The friend that I have that has gotten me into this nonsense, this rabbit hole of the hobby. He is a mechanical engineer by
Cool.
degree and trade, and now he no longer does mechanical engineering because it comes with the territory of doing mechanical engineering and every other engineering.
Yeah, I can imagine engineering is instant burnout eventually.
Yes, yes. So, yeah, instant eventually. That's exactly what it is. It's instant, and then golden handcuffs, and then you're like, oh, I got to get out of this.
Yeah.
So, no, he's taught me a lot about. He's helped me understand like how to think through more simple machines with this, and I'm even making a. I wish I had a webcam, but I can send you photos later. But it's a keyboard tray for my desk to help, be a bit more ergonomic with
Yeah.
the setup. And I'm 3D printing most of it, but I'm using linear rails and magnet to have stops on the front and the back.
Very cool.
So
Okay.
that was kind of my idea. I tried to um, print my own bearing, and it's cool until it gets, even without any slack in it, like you can't wobble the little bearing sleeve that
Yeah.
I did with little flutes that run through it just to reduce the surface area. But if it gets too long and you just try to push the little bracket that will hold the tray,
Yeah.
it like binds up. So I'm like back to using the stuff I bought. It's the whole the design.
Well, 3D printing's great till like you put it under loads and that, and then you get load changes the way everything behaves, and that's why you want rigid, good materials.
Yes, absolutely. So anyway, that's my other project that kind of accompanies this one.
Very cool.
But yeah, no. So I will label the left physical controller.
Okay.
And then the other one's the right, but I'll send you both of them.
Okay.
Do you want the arrays? Because do you want me to just unplug it from the switches? Because you're sending me a new sheet.
Well, so keep the Skree tail and the thumbs connections, because you have extra keys. That's okay. And the thumbs connection, the actual ribbon cable. But if you want to send me the polyamide flexible columns, sure, I'll see if the problem was in there. Because I'd love to know what's wrong. And
again, I used a brand new pair of flush, like had not touched anything before they cut this. They still had the little cap on it.
So I think it's pinching versus like, okay, what is this? So I'm a horticulturalist by trade. If I'm doing a branch cut, I do not want to use anvil shears, which is a blade that crushes onto something. I want to use bypass shears, which is two blades that go across from each other. The reason why I want to do that is I get a cleaner cut. And I think most of your snippers, even if they're brand new, are an anvil style. The blades touch.
Yeah, they butt into each other. Yeah, they do not overlap.
So I think the concern is that pinching motion can, I don't know, somehow squeeze the foils together?
Or shears than
scissors or shears or something like that. Or what I always do is I just use a razor. So I have a really nice what are they? I order, oh gosh, it's actually in Japanese. Yeah, I just use, and these are like snap off, so like you can just grab them with and break them off. These are freaking amazing.
They're great.
And they are the sharpest freaking things I have anywhere. And I think that cuts things just better because I just use that to drag cut, and that's how I cut out my sheets when I'm making boards with them. But I also just try and minimize cuts. My initial design was like, I thought this would work perfectly, and I had never considered that, like, even with polyamide, you could have layers cross over and, like, cross mingle. And I don't have a good solution for it because I really want that ground underlayment everywhere from an EMI standpoint. And I'm not a techno wizard. I'm not an electrical engineer, so it's like I'm just doing everything to be as safe as possible. And
no, I tried to just cut the columns apart and use them at their full length.
Yeah.
But you can see, especially towards the outer on the right side of that photo.
Yeah.
You run out of vertical room.
Yeah, they'd be dangling in there and everything. Yeah. It'd be a pain in the butt.
It's tucked under room that is non-existent. So I chose to cut it, and that's when I cut the one down to 3 on my index row.
But normally, when I get a short like that, it's just a whole column is lit up. Or a whole row doesn't work, but then like I could unplug, and that's how I normally do it, is I'll plug in column 1, and I'll test the keys. Then I'll plug in column 2, and I'll test the keys. And let's say there's an issue with column 2, row 3. Then, like, I'll see that doesn't work, and then I can test column 1, and if column 1 works, I know it's an isolated issue, like there's a missing connection. Or if column 1, row 3 doesn't work anymore, I know there's a short between, like, row 3 and ground. Like, there are some... And if I wasn't so burnt from everything, I could articulate it very nicely. There are some very good rules of thumbs for deducing what's wrong with a keyboard matrix. And like, why is this key not working, or why is this column not working? The problem is the shift register throws a whole big wrench in the middle of it, and I'd like to just not... I have them on order. They were supposed to be here last week. I don't know where they're at. I hope USPS didn't eat them, because I need my P's and P's. I want to get off of this shift register.
Do you feel like it would be better if we waited for them to show up and you ship me to them?
I have them right here.
Okay with that.
I don't know where these came from. They literally worked themselves out of the woodwork for you. These are yours.
That's amazing. Are they V4s even? Like early prototype?
No. They're just straight. They're normal V4s. I haven't had to...
Those are the same as the standards, right?
Yeah, so that would be standard. Yeah. And if you want, I can recoup the code, but I don't think you have to. I think I'm hoping the video guide, even though it's probably 2 hours long now, you can maybe figure out how to configure it. If you got any problems, toss me a message, and I'll gladly figure out where you're at, and I help you along.
No, I appreciate it. I will move back over to the standard repo and just, like you said.
Well, and then we will be using the normal row 0 pin, not that cut.
Yeah, so I'll have to return that.
Yeah, but that's not hard.
Comment that line, but that's easy.
Yep. And the nice thing is you didn't have to change anything with the columns because all my standard boards are on 6 column. Okay, I think that covers everything. I didn't mean to take, like, literally your whole evening. It's been a blast chatting with you, man.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for your time and this amount of, like, attention.
In all honesty,
it's very nice to have.
This was more enjoyable than, like, I don't know, sitting down and running through a video game or something like that to try and de-stress. The problem is, especially when I'm playing a video game, like, I have them in front of me, and they're just like, you know there's a problem with me, fix me. And it's like, ah. But this way, I've had to look at the screen and the camera more.
No, I think I was at the point late this week or mid this week on a project that had a due date to the state on a response that we owed them for a permit application. And like the night before, I worked like 2 13-hour days, and then the week prior was awful, and that was like Monday and Tuesday. And I'm just looking at it at like 11:30. I'm like, I know what I need to do next.
Yeah.
I cannot bring myself press the keys and move the mouse. I'm going to bed. Like,
Go.
I'm going to do anything else.
Yeah. Yeah, I was outside helping build a greenhouse earlier because it was very much, I need to get away from this. Anything but this.
Yes, and sometimes you come back and it's great, and sometimes you come back and you're just ready to do the next thing.
Yeah, because it's like, nothing changed. Why don't you assemble yourself on your own, please?
Well, I will. I'm going into work on Monday,
Yep.
so I'll run this back to you. I'll run this over to the post office.
Yep.
Best way to get it to you. Okay.
That works. Oh, hold on. Save yourself some money. If you use ship.pirateship.com. Maybe I should see if I can get an affiliate code for them. They're like half the price of what USPS will charge you in store. So.
Oh, they do like a group rate.
Yeah, it's so much better to just do it that way than to do it with in store. Like I don't necessarily like the idea of taking money from the government, but at the same time, it's a lot of money. I don't want to spend like $12 to ship something. I want to spend $6 to ship something, and I'm okay with that.
It matters. It matters at volume.
Yeah.
At scale. Once or twice, not the end of the world. No, thank you. I'll get a label from there. But again, I really appreciate it. And,
Yep.
I'll keep you posted whenever
Yep.
you get those out.
Well, and post these on Cosmos. This is a beautiful board. I want to see this finished, and I want to see your keyboard tray and your custom designed palm rests. Because, like, no one talks about palm rests. What was that?
Those are they use the Kinesis Advantage 360s, magnetic ones.
Ooh,
Little kind of wedge-shaped ones.
That's cool.
I had 4 of them, and I stopped using them on my Kinesis just for, my hands would get warm. It would be nice. The other ones I was thinking about ordering, they're like $35. $30 were from Digma. I think they went on the Digma Defy.
What was it?
I don't know if they're squishy or more firm than the Kinesis. I kind of wanted one that was
purple. The Purple Mattress Company makes.
Dude, I have like 10 of them.
Okay, you have the little one. I saw those going around in the Cosmos Discord. Everyone was raving about them. I'm like, do I want to pick one of these? Okay.
They're okay. The issue with it is they have that square pattern.
Yeah.
And it's not every day, but whenever I was trying to use them, it would like imprint a texture on my palm and my wrist, and I was like, this is not really what I'm after, So I could position them differently, and I had them in a spot where they were okay. On this,
I wonder if I could fit a PC fan in the palm rest.
I have had no. Here's what I am thinking. Take the whole shell.
Okay.
Cut out a vent on the back of it. Get like a
blower fan or something.
A 100 to 100, like any kind of like tiny little PC fan, like not a big server fan, but like the circuit.
So they have blower fans that they have better static pressure. So like they might be like, I don't know if I could get the air to go through anything. Like maybe I would do leather.
A duct through the keyboard.
Okay.
And then on the front edge of that keyboard, there's an opening.
Oh my god! Like to cool your.
It open into your hand.
Or wait a second. No. Have you seen the bastard keyboards? The skeletal version. Like.
Yeah, but you need to direct the air.
Oh,
so it
fair.
Needs to be, like, partially enclosed on the backside.
Okay.
Dude, I have overthought all of this. Do you know? It was on Reddit at some point recently. My friend sent it to me, actually, to our group chat with our wives, but we were laughing about it. But it's called. Oh God, let me look for it. Hold on. It was on Papers, maybe or Printables. I remember the name of it. Here you go.
Oh god. Oh my gosh. Oh, this would be so nice. So I like to sit with my legs crossed all the time. Holy cow, look at the...
I noticed from your product photos, I was like, oh yeah, I don't know what to take from that, but that's happening.
Sorry about that. Oh my gosh, though. Like, it's got a proper bell design and everything. Wow. I bet you this guy knows his ducting and his, like, air... Like, he's probably a proper engineer. This is really cool. And it's just like a Noctua fan.
Yeah, exactly.
That doesn't generate that much air. Okay.
No, they're better than a lot of the cheap off-the-shelf ones, but yeah, their size.
Well, and with the ducting and everything, it very much seems like this has gone through the proper flow dynamics to make this really cool. Yep. This is cool.
It's better than a little. I have a little desk lamp fan.
Yeah.
By some it was Amazon, whatever. When I worked in a warehouse, I remember seeing the brand name on boxes that I was unloading off trucks, but it just blows off across my desk onto my hands, across the keyboard now, and I'm like, it's okay.
Yeah.
I got my little AC unit in there because it's hot where I live, but yeah, that works. But man, I would love to make a fully duct.
You've got the three. Like, is this too big? Is this too big for the A1?
No, that duct that I can do.
Well, you got the printer. Get on it. This would be really cool.
No. Here's the thing. That is another project.
Oh, okay.
Like, my joke is add it to the list.
Oh, well, yeah.
So I have many things I need to do. Some of them involve my car, the house, a million other
Yeah.
It's a never-ending story.
Yeah. This was supposed to be a hobby.
And now it's turned into a day job.
I enjoyed PCB design.
Yeah.
It's kind of a day job. It's also kind of a day and night job.
You just like it or you don't.
Yeah, and that's why I'm doing it, because this has been really fun. And like I say, for whatever reason, the ergonomic community is full of like the best people. Like, everyone's too nice. Everyone's too accepting. Like, I can be a month behind on a board, and they're like, that's fine. And it's like, but I'm a month behind. How is that okay?
Yeah, like I think I've mentioned to you that I had tried my hand at making a product and selling it, and I was very happy, but it was very early on in my. It was when I first got started with CAD, and I was like, didn't understand sketches and extrude bodies and all this, and I was just drawing three-dimensional lines in Google SketchUp to make what I wanted, because I thought that's how you did it. But it was a challenge, and I had an Ender 3 and it wasn't working, and I fell behind, and I fell into the same position but with less understanding people, and I was like, this is not for me.
Yeah, I don't like pressure.
I'm making up to pay the mortgage.
Well, it sounds like you have a cool day job too. Like, I know that you probably are mostly behind a freaking desk doing Excel sheets and like data ingest, but at the same time, like, testing and doing qualification on things is fun. So I worked in a plant lab, and it was the funnest stuff. Yeah.
I still enjoy my projects.
Yeah. Most of it. Well, I mean, no job is perfectly fun.
No, if you like every project, you're an anomaly, you know?
Yeah, there's something wrong with you. It's a nice way of saying something's wrong with you, but there's something wrong with you.
Yes. Well, so, sorry, I think we should let each other go, but I will let you go.
You have a wonderful night.
Me too, so I'll send you those and the boards labeled and then the columns.
Yeah.
To label those?
If I wouldn't, like, don't go crazy. Like, if it's...
No, I'm going to wrap a piece of tape around each column and give it a L...
Okay.
0, L1, whatever.
Okay. Very cool. And then I will dig around. I'm hoping I just have a sheet that I can test and then slice up and send you. If not, it might take me an extra day or two, but...
It's fine.
Yeah.
All right.
Have a wonderful night. Bye-bye. I'm glad that this worked. And thank you for actually giving me the effort to, like, test this and see if this works.
Of course. I'm glad I had the time today. Hope you have a good night.
You too. Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye, YouTube. I don't know how to turn this off. I'm hoping I can figure out how to turn this off. It should be very easy. I don't know if there's anyone here. Actually, I see 3 watchers. I can't believe there's 3 watchers. For the sanity of this, most of this is completely not watchable. At the start, there's a nice video on how to set up the firmware for my Xiao microcontrollers for my custom keyboards. it will be eventually condensed down and will be legible, maybe, hopefully. Well, not legible. It'll be watchable. It'll be digestible. Until then, this is just video footage that I'm stealing the space on YouTube's servers. You don't need to watch this. Save your time. Bye.